Take a look at your wallet, or test your memory for a second. There is a 9-digit number locked in your head that you probably know better than your own family members' phone numbers. You give it to employers to get hired, to banks to open an account, to hospitals to get care, and to credit bureaus to buy a car or a home. It is the single most important key to your identity in the United States. Yet, if you look at an older version of that paper card, printed right on the front were 8 words that seem almost surreal today: for social security purposes, not for identification, which raises a fascinating question. How did a simple administrative ledger number, created for a narrow New Deal retirement program in the 1930s, accidentally become the universal master key to American life? The story begins in the depths of the Great Depression, when Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the Social Security Act in 1935. The government took on an unprecedented task, guaranteeing a monthly retirement income to millions of working Americans. To pay out benefits fairly, the federal government had to track every worker's earnings over the course of their entire adult life. But in a country of over 120 million people, traditional name-based record-keeping was a logistical nightmare. There were tens of thousands of men named John Smith, thousands named Fred Brown, and hundreds who shared both identical names and identical birth dates. Name-based ledgers were completely useless. The government desperately needed a unique permanent numerical code for every single working citizen. In late 1936, the government launched one of the largest administrative mobilizations in history. Lacking a massive federal bureaucracy, the Treasury Department enlisted the United States Postal Service. Postal workers delivered over 35 million application forms to factories, offices, and homes across the country. More than 26 million numbers were assigned in the first few months alone. At the time, nobody viewed this number as a national identity card. It was simply an account number for a government pension fund, a digital filing cabinet for your future retirement checks. However, once a universal, unique numbering system existed, government agencies and private institutions could not resist using it. The transition happened through decades of quiet mission creep. In 1943, President Roosevelt signed an executive order requiring federal agencies to use the Social Security number whenever they created new record-keeping systems. The real turning point came in 1961, when the Internal Revenue Service adopted the number as the official tax identification code for individual taxpayers. Overnight, every working American needed a Social Security number, not just for retirement, but to file their annual taxes, report earnings, and interact with the federal government. Once the IRS tied the number to income, the private financial sector rushed in to adopt the same standard. Banks needed a way to report interest income to the government, so they began requiring customers to provide their Social Security numbers to open savings and checking accounts. As the consumer credit boom exploded in the 1970s and 1980s, credit reporting agencies realized the 9-digit number was the only reliable way to aggregate credit histories, loan defaults, and mortgage payments across state lines. Soon, health insurance companies, universities, state DMV offices, and utility providers were all demanding the same 9 digits before serving you. This created a dangerous modern paradox. The Social Security number was originally designed as an open identifier to locate a paper file in a government drawer, not a secret password to prove who you are. It contains no photograph, no signature, no biometric data, and is printed on a fragile slip of blue cardstock. Yet because every major financial institution uses it as a credential, losing control of those 9 digits allows a stranger to impersonate you, open credit cards, drain accounts, and ruin your financial standing. Ultimately, America never set out to build a centralized national identity system. Out of a deep political fear of government surveillance, the nation repeatedly rejected a formal national ID card. But in doing so, it created something far more fragile, an accidental identity framework built on top of a 1935 post office ledger code. The 9-digit number in your head is a monument to administrative convenience over design, a simple record-keeping tool that quietly became the invisible master key to modern American life.